Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Paul and I believe I have evidence that will convince many of you or those with open minds that really we are not alone. Now basically I discovered while filming pollution over Beijing with a high definition professional television camera, I could see in amongst the clouds these very distinct kind of entities, and I was curious at first, and then I started capturing these images, which was difficult, and it took me a couple of years to get really good at it. But now I'm going to introduce some of these. I've got many of them. I'll put the details of where you can contact me at the bottom of the video, but let's go through a few first so you'll get the hang of it. In these images you'll see different things, or different people see different things, so I'm picking out pictures, photographs. They're non-photoshopped photographs, so that I haven't played with them at all. And you'll see different things, different people see different things, but I'm picking out photographs that hopefully will just, you'll see the same entity that I see. And here we go. Here's the first one. This is kind of I chose this because it's almost like a light being, and this thing's almost got like a skeleton, humanoid skeleton, but some sort of weird head on it. So this is a shoulder, arm, body, some sort of hips here, pelvis, and then here 2 eyes, teeth, a nose and a mouth. And then with many of these entities you'll notice they have quite unusual heads, big shaped heads. This one's got either, it's got like a reptilian kind of bony sort of thing here. I'll go close up. You can see almost individual teeth, and you can see nostrils, eye, and this thing. So it's quite a mysterious looking picture. So I don't know what you make of that, people. Let's move on to the next one. This one, wow. When I saw this one, I was I was astounded, to be honest. Again, non-photoshopped. Took me 2 or 3 years to really get the hang of taking these images. I had a Pentax camera, tripod, and as I make more videos I'll explain the techniques and some of the tricks, but there's so much going on in the clouds above our heads, and it kind of all the references to the heavens, to the clouds throughout, stretching way back in time, all the religious writings, artwork, references to angels, fallen angels, whatever going on in the heavens, in all cultures. I mean, it started to make sense when I started examining these pictures. But here we go. This one, I mean, this is what I see quite clearly. It's almost like 2 beings here. One's almost like an insectoid type thing. I've just noticed here, look, I notice things all the time, but there's a little figure. There's a little figure here. I don't know if you can see that. Sometimes when you go closer up, you can't see it. It's sometimes better to see things from back a bit. But anyway, here I can see, hold on, I'll get my pen back. So some sort of entity here and an entity there. Big insect eye. But this one's the interesting one. This kind of entity here with a face that's so humanoid. It's quite astounding, to be honest. I don't know if that's we have nose, nostril, mouth, eye. This is kind of like they often wear like there's repetition with these entities. They often, anyway, this is its head, and this is its nostril, eye, and mouth. And I think if you make it smaller, sort of eyebrow, whatever, you can see that clearly, like an old, I don't know, like an old priest or something like that, druid. And back a bit again, you can see this is a little entity here, again a bit humanoid, arm, eyes and mouth. At first I thought I was going nuts, but the more I examine these things, I realized no, my eyes aren't tricking me. There's something going on in these pictures. It's just that no one has, I guess when people take pictures of the sky, they tend to take what big wide shots of something going on here, but I'm not sure. Big wide shots of the clouds, of the sky, They don't actually take pictures the way I have. Okay, well, I hope you can see that. This is the main bit. As you get better and better, it's a bit like fishing. When good fishermen know what the weather's like, how the water's running. If they're fishing in a river, they know they get to understand where's a good place to fish, what time of the day, etc. It's exactly the same when I started really getting into the photography of what I was seeing. Obviously, at first I thought, my God, this is such an incredible discovery. I thought I was going a bit nuts, but I kept at it, and I kept finding more and more evidence to confirm what I originally saw, which is there is some sort of sentient life just above us in the clouds. That many people you'll see online, they capture individual images of these things. They might see Elvis Presley, and they'll snap it with their iPhone. But what I've done is I actually studied this. I studied the clouds, and I made a detailed study, and I spent many hours doing this and refining my methods. Okay, this one is very unusual, made me laugh when I saw it, because there's this little, it looks like a baby panned bear with a big black eye, nose, mouth, and it's just peeking itself out of the cloud where the light's coming through here. And then there's another entity here, two white eyes, mouth, looking down, and there's other things going on in here as well. Again, when you go closer, these aren't the high definition originals, but you can see most things that there's other stuff going on. There's loads of different things going on in these pictures, but these were the two. That was the main little thing I saw, and there's another face there. A lot of faces. People say when you see faces in the clouds and in your toast that you're mad, but I don't believe that. I think, as in like the flat Earth, and that whole waking up to the fact that maybe the world is not as we've been told it. I'm a firm believer in there's an awful lot going on out there that the so-called scientists don't understand, and I can't believe that no one else has really noticed what I've noticed, or they have they have in the past, because people spent much more time studying the sky and not looking down at their mobile phones. But to be able to record these sort of images. Anyway, I'll move on to a couple more in this video. Okay, this is one of my favorites. Some of them look like, as I said before, they come in all different shapes and sizes. Some of them are almost like paintings, almost like artwork. I mean, this one obviously looked to me like Jesus Christ. Here, you can see it here. It's almost like an old painting. And you can see the nose and mouth, eyes, ears, looking down. And he's actually, if you can see, there's a little entity in his arms. One little entity here. So I don't know if that's telling us something, or but you can see quite clearly what I saw in this picture. So some of them are, you know, they're open to your own interpretation. You know, someone might look at that and say, oh, I don't see an image of Jesus Christ, I see an image of something else. But that's clearly what I see. Eye, nose, ear, kind of longish hair, maybe moustache, beard, and in here you can see a little entity there. Yeah, it's quite amazing, isn't it? Though I don't mind saying so myself. Okay, let's move on. Here's another interesting one. You can clearly see, I hope, what I can see. Again, it's a face. You can actually see the teeth here in this one. It seems to be biting into something. Eye, ear, nose, other eye. Maybe it's got some sort of hat on. It seems to be, again, it's sometimes better when you stand back a bit. Teeth, look at those teeth. Nose. Kind of a bit scary, that one. But I think it's pretty clear what you can see in that one. Okay, here's another one. Again, it's just a cloud, light coming through here. Can you see anything? This one's like a little cherub. Here you go. It's like a little cherub. Eyes, nose. Again, sometimes it's better. These aren't the high def shots, but you can just see the two eyes. Again, often better to that you can see it clearer there when it's smaller on the screen. But I've got an Instagram. I'll try and get more of these pictures up as I get more organised, maybe build a website. There we go, we'll do a couple more on this video. I hope this is pretty obvious, this one. I'll go a bit smaller. You can see, it's a full body. You can see a hand, arm, shoulder, and obviously the head. I mean, it's kind of, yeah, sometimes these entities are doing weird things, but this one looks like it's basically getting sick. And again, in later videos I'll explain the technique, how I get these pictures, but they're not photoshopped. I repeat that, they are not photoshopped. So it's a full body. It's like again, this one's a bit humanoid. Nose, eye, whatever's here, mouth, chin, shoulder, arms, hand, body. There's probably something else going on here. There's a little entity there. See its eyes, little nose. There's normally lots of different stuff all layered on top of each other. But with these pictures I'm showing in this introduction video, I'm just using really obvious ones. I hope obvious anyway. Okay, here's another one. To me, this looks like, I don't know, like a teacher or something. He's got a collar here, nose, eyes. He's got that funny headdress thing like the first image I showed you. Big nose, mouth. And he seems to be sitting, this is his black body here. He seems to be sitting in a white kind of chair here. I don't know what you think. Again, if you look at it smaller, you can see it a bit clearer, which is interesting. I think that's why people miss what's going on just above them in the skies. They miss it because it takes time. Once you know what's going on and you can see, you see what's going on, you see them all over the place. I mean, it's amazing. Your eyes suddenly open and you go, my goodness. I mean, many people see things in the clouds. And I'm sure we all have at some stage. You see it and then a lot of people just put it down to coincidence. But I've got so many of these pictures, I am absolutely 100% convinced that it cannot be coincidence. God knows what they are, how they're formed, because they're only, these are captured, but this is a cloud, and it might be moving slowly, or the way clouds develop and move and change. So they're only really around fleetingly, but then I look at them as a little bit like, when you're at the bottom, look at it, miserable face, big chin, ear. I mean, even just one picture to me looks like it cannot be just a coincidence. I look at it like, those submarines that explore the deep, deep ocean, where you would think with the atmospheric pressure, lack of oxygen, lack of light, nothing could survive. But there's a whole, there's life teeming down there, and they've got photographs of these bizarre looking creatures. So the way I look at it is that just above our heads, in our atmosphere, there's something going on. I don't know what it is, but I guess in all the ancient scriptures and writings they refer to the heavens, and maybe the heavens are literally just above our heads. Hope you enjoyed my first video. I intend to make more, and as I said, I've got many of these pictures we can have a look at, and I'll leave, if anyone's really interested in my project, I'll leave my contact details below the videos.